So we're going to take a look at problem 28 again. We just finished calculating whether or not we should offer the discount in part C, but now let's look at what happens when we introduce some new variables in part D. So I'll read through this again. Maddox Resources has credit sales of $180,000 yearly with credit terms of net 30 days. Which is also the average collection period. Maddox does not offer a discount for early payment, so its customers take the full 30 days to pay. In part D, it says, assume the new credit or the new trade terms of 2% if paid in 10 days or due in net 30, so due in 30 days, will increase sales by 20% because the discount makes Maddox price competitive. If Maddox earns 16% on sales before discounts, should it offer the discount? So we're going to do a very similar template to what we did previously by trying to figure out what this new freed up cash is going to be. So I'm going to do my old accounts receivable, and I'll calculate this again for you just because we did it in the last video. So my old accounts receivable was the $180,000 of yearly sales. So if I do 180,000 and divide that by 365 days, that will give me $493 per day. And right now I offer 30-day terms. So I'm assuming that if everybody pays me when they're supposed to, my accounts receivable will usually sit at an average of 14,795. So that's 493 times 30 days. Now my new accounts receivable is going to be different because I have to take in consideration the increase in my sales. So my old sales were 180,000. So 180,000. And now if I multiply that by an increase of 20%, so in order to gross up 180,000, I can actually just do 120%. That will increase my sales. Or just do 1.2. So that'll take the 180,000 and then also add a change of 20% to that. So my new sales are actually going to be $216,000. And now if I take that and divide that by 365 days, so divide 365, that's going to give me my daily sales, which is $592. So again, what I did is I took the 180,000 times 1.2. I got 216,000 in new sales. And then I divided that by 365 days. And I'm still going to offer the discount, and it's going to be less 2% if you pay in 10 days. So 10 days. So if I take 592 times 10, that gives me a new accounts receivable of 5918. So if I subtract the old from the new, that gives me freed up cash now of 8877. Now we're still going to assume that we have to have a 12% bank loan. So I'm going to figure out what my interest is saved by actually paying down my loan with this extra money. So I'll take the 12% interest. And if I take 8877 and multiply that by 12%, that gives me 1,065 that I would actually save by not having to pay interest. And you wouldn't pay that interest because I would take this extra money that I now have from my customers and then pay down my loan. And so then I would pay down my loan and then wouldn't have to pay this amount in interest on the amount that I pay it down by. So that's not the only thing. I have to calculate my discount paid again. So I'm going to not have to pay interest, but I'm also going to let my customers pay me earlier, and I'm going to reward them by knocking 2% off their bill. So what I need to do is take the 180,000 and multiply that by the 120%, because that's going to gross my sales up again by 216,000. So let's just see what that looks like. Equals 180,000 times 120%. So that's my 216,000 in new sales. And it says that I'm going to pay 2% on that. So 216,000 times 2%. So that ends up being 4,320. So I'm not going to collect $4,320 of my outstanding receivables because I'm giving my customers that discount for paying me early. So right now, it still looks like it's going to be a no. But the one thing that we forgot to include in our analysis is that my sales are going to increase by 20%. And if my sales increase by 20%, I can earn a 16% return on those extra sales. So I'll just say new sales profit. Okay, so let's just look at the 180,000 times by 20%. So this is the extra sales that we're going to get. So let's just see what that looks like. 180,000 times 20% will give me an extra 36,000 in sales. And we know that's true because if you take the 180, which is your old sales, plus these extra sales, and then add that together, you'll end up with the total new sales of 216. And we're going to earn a return of 16%. So now that we have this extra cash, we can park it in an investment that gives us 16%. So now I'm going to take this 36,000 and then multiply that by 16%. And that gives me interest of $5,760. So what we're doing is we're looking at the change in our sales and then multiplying that by our interest rate. And then that's going to give us the interest that we would earn off of that extra money. So that's 5,760. So now if I add these together, the interest saved by having the freed up cash minus the discount that we have to pay for offering a 2% discount, and then the interest that we can earn with the extra money from our sales increasing, then that gives me 2,505. So what I did is I took 1,065 minus 4,320 plus 5,760 to get 2,505. And this is my net change in income from discount. So now that this is positive, I'm going to say, yes, let's offer the discount. So I'll say if positive, say yes and do it. So in this case, I'm going to offer the discount.